My pupils, do you remember we solved this question as number one, what is the atmosphere? The answer of this question, page 120. Atmosphere, the layer of air that surrounds our planet, is called the atmosphere. Number two, how does the air pressure change with height? The answer of this question, page 121. The higher you go in the atmosphere, the farther apart the air particles are, so the air pressure is less and density is less. Number three, what is the greenhouse effect? What is a front? The answer of this question, page 123. Greenhouse effect. The atmosphere traps this heat much like the glass of a greenhouse. This process is called the greenhouse effect. But front is the place where two air masses of different temperature meet, or a front forms when two air masses meet. Number five, in which layer of the atmosphere does most weather occur? A troposphere, B stratosphere, C mesosphere, D thermosphere. The right choice, A troposphere. My lovely students, please watch this video about air masses.
Air masses. Objective: to learn the four types of air masses. An air mass is a huge body of air, so large that it often stretches for several thousand miles. Air masses generally have similar temperature and moisture properties throughout. The geographical location from which an air mass originates is its source. The types of air masses formed on Earth are determined by their source region. Air masses can have one of four qualities: continental, maritime, tropical, or polar. Continental air masses occur over large land masses and usually contain less moisture than other air masses, meaning they tend to be dry. Maritime air masses originate over a large body of water and are also known as oceanic air masses. Because they form over water, they are moist. Tropical air masses form in regions of lower latitudes and are usually warm. Polar air masses form over polar ice caps and are very cold. As these air masses move across Earth's surface, they will change, becoming modified according to the characteristics of the location beneath them. For example, an Arctic air mass with very cold and dry air moving across the ocean will become warm and moist, changing over to a moist maritime polar air mass. When this polar air mass moves south from Canada into the southern United States, it will acquire warmth from the ground below and become drier due to a lack of moisture. This air mass has now become a continental polar air mass. When air masses stay long over a region, they control the weather of those regions.
And over continents like this, we find air masses that are relatively dry. Several major air masses affect our weather in the United States. Maritime tropical air masses, forming over the oceans near the equator, are warm with a great deal of moisture. During the summer, these air masses usually result in rain. But in the colder months, the precipitation could be snow.
In the northern Pacific Ocean and in the North Atlantic, we sometimes find maritime polar air masses. During the summer, these air masses in the Pacific usually mean fog along the west coast. In the east, they often result in cooler temperatures. But in the winter, these polar masses from the oceans can produce heavy snow and sometimes even blizzards. To the south,